Good day everyone. I am here today to present the continuation of our report about the American heritage. We have here the movies and vaudeville. The first Filipino-owned movie house was built in 1903 at Tondo, Manila. And Dr. Jose Rizal at that time was yet to be named as the Philippine National Hero. And it was located along Ascaraga Street, right across the Tutuban train station. Cine Ideal is one of the earliest movie houses in the Philippines. It was established in 1912 by Don Alejandro Rosas, and it was located in corner Carriedo and Rizal Avenue. And karon is ginagamit na ang site as a shopping mall. La Vida de Dr. Rizal is the first local film in 1912 by an American Army surgeon, Edward Mayer Gross. So, La Vida de Dr. Rizal in English is The Life of Rizal. Vaudeville replaced the Zarzuela and Moro-Moro in popularity. So, vaudeville is type of entertainment na siya nga na ay mixture of singing, dancing, and acting. These are the featured singers and comedians during American era. We have Atang de la Rama, Cathy de la Cruz, and Pugu and Tugo. Atang de la Rama is a singer and also the first Filipina film actress, while Cathy de la Cruz is also a singer, and at the age of 18, she is known as the first highest paid entertainer in the Philippines. And lastly, Pugo and Tugo is a comedian tandem. Music and dance. The radios and movies helped to spread American songs and dances in the Philippines. So basically, ang radios and television is dili lang siya useful to spread information and news, but also it helped to spread the American songs and dances in the Philippines during the American era. Filipinos learned to croon popular hit songs from America, to play a jazz, and to dance the Charleston boogie woogie and foxtrot. Houses. So, the Americans brought new types of houses and constructions. Diba? Even now, grabe jud ang influence sa mga Americans pag houses and constructions na ang hisgutan. Many accessorias or small apartments catered for workers who flock to the cities. So these are the types of houses brought by Americans in the Philippines. We have new bungalow, chalets, and two-story concrete houses. Arts. Before, the rich Spaniards and Filipino wanted artists to paint religious works and portraits of famous men and women. But during the American era, rural landscapes and scenes from ordinary life became the new style. This was because the American soldiers and workers is dili pa jud uso ang camera. So wala sila camera, and they wanted to have souvenirs from Philippine scenes. So gabay sila og mga paintings here sa Philippines about the ordinary life of the Filipinos. So these are the famous Filipino painters during the American era. We have Fabian de la Rosa, Fernando Amorsolo, Emilio Alvero. Sorry for that because wala jud ko'y makita nga picture kay Emilio Alvero and kana lang ang nagawas. And lastly, Victorio Idadis. Guillermo Tolentino is the most famous sculptor, and he made the huge Bonifacio monument at Grace Park, Caloocan. So, Guillermo Tolentino was designated as the Philippine National Artist of Sculpture right before 3 years before his death. Science. The Americans introduced modern science in the Philippines and trained Filipinos to become good scientists. We are all aware that Americans is very bright sila og science. So, there are various scientific organizations were established by the government, and Filipino scholars were sent to America to train in modern science. So, these are the Filipinos who contributed to the advancement of science during the American era. We have Dr. Angel Argiles, which is the first Filipino director of the Bureau of Science, Dr. Eliodoro Mercado, and a nephrologist, Dr. Miguel Caldezares, a noted surgeon, and Dr. Honoria Acosta, which is known as the first woman doctor. We also have Dr. Eduardo Quisambing, an an orchidologist, Dr. Joaquin Maralon, a botanist, and Dr. Hilario Rojas, a zoologist. American blood. Many Americans married Filipino women and Filipinos married American women. The children of these marriages look taller, fairer in complexion, and were more energetic, practical, and progressive. Filipinos learn good American habits such as frankness, practicality, hard work, open-mindedness, and fairness. Historical values. Philippines is the only country in the world to have a mixture of 4 different cultures: an Asian, Spanish, American, and Mexican. This is because grabe biya ang pananakop sa lain country sa Pilipinas. Isa sa reason ani is ang mga likas na yaman sa Philippines. So we have 8 cultural legacies of America. First, we got a training in democracy under the protection of the United States. This made sure the Filipinos worked together peacefully, even though they came from different regions, religions, and opinions. Second, the widespread use of the Bible and religious freedom caused a religious revival in the Philippines. This helped to improve the society. Third, free education also helped the country because it enabled bright but poor students to become professionals and leaders. Fourth, knowledge of the English language kept us up to date because it became the most important language in the world. Fifth, a free press, equal rights for women, and better health and hygiene were signs of the progress and maturity as a nation. Sixth, Americanization of our diet, stress, family life, recreation, art, science, and popular culture enrich our life. Seventh, many Filipinos have American actors, and many Americans have Filipino blood. Filipinos who live, work, or study abroad prefer to go to the United States because of our American heritage. 8. Lastly, we develop a liking for imported things like household appliances, tools, clothes, books, toys, games, and food. Sometimes we even thought anything imported or made in the US was better than goods made in the Philippines. This bad attitude is called colonial mentality. It shows a lack of patriotism.